Going on, Lego Maniacs? It's Tyler Lego Guy here, and today we're looking at another fantastic set to come out of A New Hope. Believe it or not, this is the very first Millennium Falcon we've ever reviewed on this channel, and this is a really good one. The one we're taking a look at is the 7965, had 1,254 pieces, 6 minifigs, retailed for about 140 US, and it came out in 2011. Now nowadays this set's going for 209 new or 110 used. I was kind of surprised to find out that this set's going for less than it retailed for, used, but considering there's Falcons on the shelves right now, it makes sense. Once they retire, this will jump back in value because honestly, it's a really, really good model. They've done an excellent job at this Falcon. It is a bit of an upgrade off the 2004, and honestly, the newer ones haven't improved much on it. Maybe the newest one, but besides that, they're almost the same just because they did such a good job on this set. But anyways, really excited to get into it, but enough talk, let's get right into it. And to begin, let's attempt to give you guys a 360 view of this boy. If they get any bigger than this, I have a really hard time doing this. I basically have to move the camera around. But this one's just small enough that I can actually fit it all on screen and do this quite easily. So as you guys can see, it's a very, very nice looking model. I mean, this just captures the way the Falcon looks so well. I honestly love this model. This was actually the first time, believe it or not, I actually got a Millennium Falcon because I didn't get one in 2004 and I didn't get one in 2000. So I'll just show you the underbelly of this boy. It's very, very nice. Oh, as some of the things fall out. We'll get into why that happened. So they got a nice little gunner on the bottom. I do appreciate that they didn't just stick a gunner on the top. They actually stuck one on the bottom as well. Get some flick fire missiles, which we all know how those work. Not thrilled about them, but you know what, not the end of the world either, right? And then, some nice, basically landing pads so I can land easily. That's the ship itself from the on the bottom. On the top, this is the A New Hope Falcon, so it obviously has the normal radar. Another nice little blaster right here. It's just, all in all, they've done a great job on just making sure the Falcon has all its little details. Now these are all stickers, unfortunately, but I think the stickers do a really good job. The engines are nice, and as you guys know, I'm a big sucker for engines. That looks beautiful. Great looking engines on the back. They just use one of these big blue light tubes, and it just works really, really well. There's some more stickers here on the top as well. There's a lot of stickers, tons of stickers, but I think they add a lot more detail. I prefer them than no stickers at all, just because, I mean, come on, it looks fantastic. That's the way it looks like when it's coming at you. As you can see, there's a lot going on. You're probably hearing the pieces move around in there. And I mean, there's just even little detailed stickers right here. There's no need to have that, but Lego went out of their way and just wanted to make a really good Falcon. But yeah, now that we've got the exterior out of the way, let's take a look at the interior of the model. And to do that, it's actually really simple. These just all open up. So all these little flaps. Now I'm gonna say this, it's not as good as the one we just got in 2019 because it just opens up into 4 quarters. This one doesn't do that. It has all these little slabs that just kind of come up. But still, it gets the job done really well. Not complaining. Much better than the very first Falcon they made, which was basically they used the UFO saucer pieces and just put 4 of them. It worked, but it was very dated, right? So right from the get-go, you have a nice little area where, they play chess, or basically Star Wars chess. A nice little computer area, as you guys can see. And I love this. Here, let me show you guys. Just real quick. This is really, really cool. You know where they kind of hide? Well, you can hide a minifig in there. And where they're under, when the stormtroopers invade the ship. Now, I just end up putting little accessories in there, like blasters, lightsabers, Luke's other hairpiece, stuff like that. But I did appreciate that they included that. There's just little detail all over this. Then, on the other this, they got looks like a little gear mechanism, just giving it the idea that it's a real ship. Here, they actually put some beds, which we never see in A New Hope, but it makes perfect sense that they would have that. And then, I mean, you got to sleep sometimes, right? And then right here, they got some more engines, which is fantastic. Really did appreciate that. Another detail they didn't have to do, but they did that, right? tried to create an engine room. Then right here we have Luke and the training droid. That's what it's supposed to be, that white and beige looking droid. And yeah, it's just a really good job. They've done a really, like, it's just fantastic. Now, this doesn't really work the best, but let's actually show you, before we get into this does come down. Now, a minifig can't really get down there. I'll kind of show you guys what we're looking at by giving you all a better angle. So there's the little, basically, drop pad. It doesn't really work. Like, a minifig cannot go in there, but you can kind of get them out, which is sort of get them out. Let's try, yeah. So you can slide out of there, but it's just the landing pads are not long enough, actually tall enough. If the landing pads were a little bit taller, you could actually bring this and bring it all the way down, and the minifig could just walk off. So that is actually, I do wish they would have made the landing pads a little bit taller so that basically they can get in and out, no problem. But anyways, it's not a big deal. It's just a little detail. I thought I'd show you guys a different angle to get a better look at it. But yeah, let's now move on to the rest of the interior of the ship. Now, this is the one corner of the ship where there's absolutely nothing going on. I'll attempt to give you guys a good view of that as best I can. Everything's in the way. As you guys can see, there's nothing there. Literally, it's just a big brick wall. So there's no interior there, but I mean, it kind of makes sense just because they're trying to give the idea of, you know, where the people walk from the Falcon into the Falcon, which is understandable, the hallway. So actually this has taken us to the cockpit. Now, I really did like this. I think they did an excellent job. As you can see, it can only fit 2 minifigs, but how you kind of access them. So you can actually literally just pull the cockpit piece right off, and there they are. So they're really snug. To get these 2 boys in there, it was tricky, but I think they did a good job. There's a nice computer piece there. Yeah, it's well done. You know, it's as good as it can get. If they were to make it much bigger than that, it probably would look oversized on this Falcon. I actually think that this looks really proportionate from, you know, to the way that you see the actual ship. It is not minifig size. If you want to get minifig size, it really should be the newest UCS, the 2017 UCS Falcon, but this one still does a great job. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention is you can pull this off and you can actually seat minifigs right in here for the gunners. So I thought that was really well done. It's nothing too crazy. It's relatively simple, to be perfectly honest, but you can fit a minifig in there, no problem. You can fit actually both of them, and then you can have them shooting. So he fits in there, no problem. Okay, you really got to make sure that you stick it in right, or else it will get stuck, and it is a nightmare. Kind of actually show you guys just the interior of that a little bit better. It's nothing too crazy, but it works. And if you want to stick them in there, you can, just like so. And there we go. And yeah, then you can stick the little cockpit piece on top of it. The gunner, I should say, the gun. And yeah, anyways, so it's a nice playability feature. Nothing too crazy, but it is cool that they included it. Anyways, that's the set itself. Let's now take a look at the minifigs. And here are the first minifigs I thought we could take a look at. So to begin, let's just give you guys a 360 view of these guys. Great looking minifigs. As you guys can see, we got Vader on the far left, Obi in the middle, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then Luke Skywalker on the far right. One thing I really appreciated about this set is, if you notice, Luke has a little shield. And just like in the movie when he sticks that helmet on, it literally has a little shield covering his eyes. So, you know, he has to train to learn the Force. And he actually has back face printing. So there he is with his unhappy face. Which is because, you know, Obi-Wan, spoiler alert, dies in that one. So, you know, obviously Luke is unhappy about that. The other 2 minifigs actually don't have back face printing, which is interesting, or back torso printing. But I'll take off his Obi-Wan's hood so you get a better look of his face. So good looking Obi-Wan, nothing too crazy. Just they do a good job. Then we have we have Vader, and he actually has, it's kind of similar to the 1999 Vader, except he has a couple more scars on his face. So I thought that was really cool. You know, it varies with the type of face they give Vader from time to time, depending on the set.
But yeah, those are the first 3 minifigs. This was actually one of the last years they actually gave us still the standard looking Vader. He has an upgraded torso, but he's very similar to the 1999 Vader, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it. And that's kind of the mentality they took here. But now let's take a look at the final 3 minifigs. And here they are. So on the far left, we got Chewie, Leia, and Han. Nice looking. I will mention Leia is the only other minifig that has back face printing in this set. So she has an unhappy face and she has a happy face. So yeah, nothing too crazy. It was actually at this time they started to give minifigs back and front faces, which is pretty cool. Han was actually one of the last main characters that actually got 2 faces. Generally, he just always has his smirk. Anyways, we have Chewie on the far left. Now, what's interesting is this is the same Chewie they literally had for 11 years. They just basically made him reddish brown instead of dark brown. So I thought that was kind of funny. Then we have Leia. Very nice looking Leia minifig. She has her nice, basically, all the balls on each side of her head, whatever you want to call that haircut. I've literally seen no one else with a haircut, but it's awesome they made a mold for it. And then we have Han, nothing too crazy, but he has nice leg printing. As you can see, he has kind of his holster, belt, and then going on to his torso, just the standard looking Han. This is actually also one of the first sets that started to put pupils in the minifig's eyes. Before, it would just be completely black, which was kind of weird, so it was good when they actually improved that. But yeah, those are the minifigs. Let's now take a look at the movie pics and, pics of the model itself, just to see how accurate this Falcon really is. Before we do that, I just wanted to actually just center in on Luke's other hairpiece. So you get kind of a helmet, and then you also get a different little hairpiece for Luke. So I did appreciate that they gave you both. I just thought I'd mention that. Little details, but you know what? Little details make for a great set. So that's awesome that they included, a hairpiece for Luke.
And the first pick I thought we could take a look at is actually what looks to be an artist conception of what the original Millennium Falcon looked like. And I have to say, I think Lego did a great job. I mean, the only thing I could mention is they could maybe have a couple more like little damaged parts to the model. Like, I don't know if they do that with stickers or with studs, but the Falcon was a little bit of a worn ship. I mean, it was obviously working, but there was some issues. So they maybe could have did that with the Falcon, but we're getting really picky. As far as the shaping and overall proportions, I have to say, of the Lego model, I think they did a good job. I don't have a lot of complaints. It looks fantastic. Yeah, nothing's really striking out at me. Again, this is not as accurate as the UCS model, but I do think that they did a good job. Anyways, that's the first picture I thought we could take a look at. Let's now move on to the second. Here we have the back side of the Falcon. This is actually a model that's obviously been lit up, and it looks incredible. But yeah, I mean, looking at the Lego model, again, I think that they did a good job on it. There's not many areas I think they could maybe improve on with the Falcon. The proportions look good. Again, this isn't the UCS set, but I think for the scale it's at, it does a really good job, replicating what the Falcon should look like. Although, I mean, who doesn't want these beautiful looking engines? It makes me want to light up my own Falcon, which I'm probably going to do that for the UCS one. I think that would be a really good model to get a light kit. Anyways, those are the pictures. Let's now get into the end of the review and get my final thoughts. Well, guys, that was my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Honestly, I think this model is excellent. I rate it a 9 out of 10, maybe even a 10 out of 10. It's really, really good. Looking at those movie pics and whatnot, we can really see how accurate this model is as well. Like, they just utilize the entire, inside interior of the Falcon. And what's interesting is no one ever gives the Falcons credit, but they actually are a great set for having an interior, especially the play scale sets. I've yet to review the UCS one and build that. I can't wait, but for now this will have to do, and honestly, it does a great job. Yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think about this set, if you like it or if you don't. Any areas you think they could maybe improve on. Obviously, this doesn't have, like we mentioned, it doesn't come out in 4 different sections to open up. It's a bunch of little, basically, divots, whatever you want to call it, that open up to reveal the interior, but it still does a very good job It would just be a little bit nicer if it did that, then you wouldn't have those holes. But besides that, that's the only area I find a fault with this set. Besides that, it's a 9 out of 10. But anyways, if you like this video, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future videos we do on this channel. We do Star Wars reviews and comparisons, stuff like that every Tuesday basically. But yeah, again, that's all I got for you again. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.